Hey everyone, picked up a Frigidaire 50 pint dehumidifier for my garage. This is the low temperature unit. It's supposed to work down to 41 degrees. So in the winter in Wisconsin, my garage gets a lot of moisture. Does not have a floor drain, and the water just kind of pools everywhere because the garage floor was level. So there's a few low spots because cement's not perfect. So I'm going to try this for the winter. Not sure, I think I'm going to set it at about 50% or so. Try to soak up some of the moisture. I'm going to keep my heat on. I got to hook up my thermostat again for winter. And then I'll be keeping the heat at like 43, 44 degrees. And I'll keep this near the heater a little bit, so that should work according to the specs. I'm going to open it up, put it together, set it up right next to my toolbox. Shipped it from Amazon, got it for just over $200 after tax. Runs for like $220 in the stores, so open it up, pull it out. With these, you want to make sure that you do not tip them, just like a refrigerator. You want to keep them standing straight up and down. Otherwise, if you do tip them, make sure you let them sit for a while. Well, the nails just flew over. You want to make sure that you let them stand up straight for, I don't know, half hour before you turn it on. Over there. Looks like connector for hooking it up to your garden hose if you have it set up for a drain. I don't think it's going to be needed here. Oh wow. So you have to split backwards, rotate it. There's a handle on it. I've never seen that before on a dehumidifier. Packaged fairly well. Not sure why you need this cord big, but it's not a bad thing. I'm going to set this up. See how it goes. It's on mini casters. Not sure if you really need that. Probably won't be wheeling these around that much, but if it comes with it, I'm not going to complain. For some of the people that are moving it in and out when they're only running it part-time, may not be a bad thing. Looks like there's a manual use and care about your dehumidifier. I'm fairly certain that this dehumidifier is past all of the recalls on the power cord and stuff like that on other dehumidifiers. Did not check on it, but I'm fairly sure they wouldn't be selling it. We're far enough past that issue. They say to not use an extension cord, so I will have it close enough I can hook it up to my outlets there. Let's see. Oh, you can't see, sorry. Didn't really miss anything. So let's move the camera in a little bit. So there's an air filter on the back here. Get this off. Must have been worried about the air filter popping off when this came from. Let's see, does this show in the box? Where is this made? Made in China. So must not want anything to come off when it's in China. On the way there, you can roll up the cord on the back. That's kind of convenient if you're right next to an outlet, or if you're going to be storing it. I've never seen that on a dehumidifier before. It's handy. Filter. Let's see, how does that come off there? Just pull straight off. You can clean out the filter, put it back on. The first higher end dehumidifier I bought some other ones locally, but nothing of a Frigidaire type brand. Obviously, you can go a step higher and go commercial, stuff like that, but what I'm trying to do, this is going to be a backup for my basement, which I think I have a 70 pint in there right now, but as a backup in case I need one for a couple days, this will work just fine. Might have trouble keeping up, but it's just to get me out of a bind. So obviously, since I'm using it in the garage, if it's going to be the garage door open all the time, it's not going to be worth it, but the garage door closed as much as possible when you're running it. I'm only going to run it when I see moisture in here, so when it got down to about 35 this past weekend, there's moisture on the windows and stuff like that, so I have my toolbox and stuff like that I don't want to rust, don't want to have any issues like that, so want to protect my investment of my tools, so I'll turn this on when it's not needed. So let's see, got a cover here, okay, so this looks like this, attaches on here. If you want to hook it up to a direct drain hose that goes out the building, make sure you check with the installation manual to see how long of a hose that you can have. I know other dehumidifiers, they want like a 6-foot hose is the max. Otherwise it doesn't have enough, or there's too much backflow from the hoses. It can't physically push the water out. It's mainly just gravity feed to fall out into the lower surface. So if you have a garage or something like that that you're going to be putting in, you might want to have a hole or put some sort of vent or drain to the outside, but I'll just empty this as needed. I don't think I'll have to empty it more than once every other day when I come home from work. So this just slides off, has a handle on it. So if you don't have, let me get the camera down a little bit. If you don't have the drain line hooked up through here, it's hard to see. Basically, if you don't have this hooked up into there, the port flows the water into this hole, which fills up your bin. So once it's full, there's foam in this float. Float lifts up, then it triggers a switch to tell you that you're full. So nice thing about this versus other ones I've seen, or other dehumidifiers, it doesn't have this screen on here. So when you pop this out when it's full, water splashes all over. So it's not going to be the best if you're having it in a carpeted area or anything like that. Obviously, if you're careful, it's not a big deal, but for this, it's actually another big plus over other versions of the cheaper brands that I've used in the past. It also has a little bit of a decorative line or level sight gauge. After a while, it might not be the cleanest, but since it's in the garage and a basement, it'll stay cleaner, so you'll know if it's full or not. But obviously, if you are lower than this level or above this level, you're not going to be able to tell the difference. So that looks fairly well constructed, well thought out. Not much out there, a little bit of dust from China. So I'll put this back on, close this up, bring the camera back up, show you the controls. I'll put this on the ground, give me a second. My tripod doesn't go high enough, so I'm going to plug it in. Let me give you a view of it first. There, that'll work. So I'll plug it in, we'll see what it is in the startup. So I'll power up, shows that you got power, press on, and it turns on automatically. So there's a filter reset level on there. The light will turn on. I'm guessing it's every 30 days. It'll ask you to clean the filter. So you just pop that off, vacuum it out, or wipe off the lint. Essentially like the lint filter on your dryer. Bucket fill mark will be on there when you have to empty out your bucket. That's only if you don't have it hooked up to a garden hose to drain. You can set the humidity. I'm guessing the CO is like continuous because it doesn't go lower than 30%. So it looks like we got 35, 40, and 5-degree increments up to 85. I'm going to have my garage set at 50. Fan speed low, medium, high. I actually can't tell the difference in sound between low, medium, and high. Oh, just kicked in. It is a little bit more, but it's not too crazy. It's quieter than my other unit. So you can set a timer if you want it to run half hour, 2 hours, up to 4. Looks like almost 24-hour timer. I think you can probably lock the settings if you want. That's about it. Filter reset, on, off, pretty simple. Got a handle to carry it around, wheels to move it around. So I'm really impressed with this. My humidity is at 70%, but there's no moisture showing, so for now I'm just going to turn it back off. So I pressed off, just runs for a second, shut off. So that's a brief overview, a quick setup. If you just pull it out of the box, as long as you haven't tipped it or anything, you can just basically plug it right in, hit on, and you're ready to go. So there's not much setup. Take off some of the tape on the outside, hook up the drain line if you want. Otherwise you can just empty the bin. Obviously if you're in a really humid environment or like your basement or something like that, if possible, I would put the drain line into your sump pump if your basement has one. But I'm impressed with the initial build quality of the unit. If I have any problems with it, I'll try to post an update video, but I'm hoping this will last for many years. So if you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about it, please post in the comments, and please subscribe if you want to see more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.